Welcome to PCTI High School here in Haledon, New Jersey, as we are presenting the Big North Public Championship Finals between the PCTI Bulldogs and the Clifton Mustangs. I'm Donald J. Brower. I called the previous match. Now, joining me is my broadcast partner, James Clarke. James, I know you got a chance to see the exciting end of the Clifton match. Just kind of talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, Clifton is not a bad team. They're a feisty team. I know, especially in those upper weights. They really got themselves going, and they changed the momentum of that match of Ultiman, which Ultiman was really dominating for about half of that match. But the Clifton's better side in the upper weights really made the difference in the match. So I'm excited to see how they match up against PCTI.
And now, funny little story about this, too. These are my top two teams in Passaic County, and they're in the same division. And I was actually saying hello to a few of the wrestlers early, and one of the wrestlers came to me and goes, I liked my interview. I just didn't like your prediction for how we were going to finish in division. I picked Clifton to finish 1, PCTI to finish 2. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm made to look like a fool. It won't be the first time. Won't be the last.
Well, as prediction guys, that's usually where we are. So we're not always right, but we're not always wrong either.
We're going to start here at the 120. Clifton sending out. For PCTI, I know it is Ismail Vedador.
On mat 1 at the 120 weight class.
And we'll see who they announce for Clifton.
Jason Cancel.
Jason Cancel from Clifton.
And at 120 from Passaic County Tech, Ismail Verdador.
Ismail Verdador received a forfeit in his previous match. And he seems like he's trying to get the energy out that he was waiting to get started with that match.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing the action already in the early goings of the bout. Ismail Vedador. This guy right here, and Jason Cancel.
Ladies and gentlemen, on mat 2 at the 120 weight class from Riverdale High School, Vic Kelly.
Takedown by Vedador. He's going to get some back points here.
120 from Northern Valley Old Japan.
Nice Turk there.
Olivo.
He wants to extend the leg, get no leverage here. I think he's pretty close. Just got to adjust a little bit.
Yeah, as long as he can adjust this one, he'll be fine and be able to get the pin.
He wants to pull up on that neck a little bit, get that head, base out of there.
And once he's able to do that, he'll be fine.
I think he's pretty close here. Settling in. Got 50 seconds.
And
there he gets
that's
the
pin. What a way to start this one with Passaic Tech leading 6-0 over Clifton.
And Passaic Tech wants to build up a big lead here because the upper weights for Clifton, they have the advantage.
And I think there'll be a good matchups here for the upper weights for Clifton, too. So we'll see how that really works out in their favor. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of toss-ups there.
For Passaic Tech, this is going to be Sultan Musadig. And for Clifton, it's going to be Najidi Salim. Najadi, excuse me.
On mat 1 at the 126 weight class from Clifton High School, Najadi Salim. And at 126 from Passaic County Tech, Sultan Musadik.
A name if you do not put proper pronunciation on certain names, that can come off very bad.
Yeah, I think for the most part.
There's a few I purposely will avoid.
I know there was a couple ones towards the end of the first match I was doing. It's better to be safe than sorry than just doing the first names.
And a little funny backstory on the GD Salim. He was actually in my All-Star match last year representing Clifton.
Oh, there you go. So we'll see how this one works up here as he already has a 2-0 advantage.
He's all energy, and he stepped up. His coach told me he's one of the young guys who's been putting in a lot of the work. So this is one of the guys they expect to come out there and put those points on the board.
And they have a couple good wrestlers. When I was watching them wrestle against Old Japan, there was a couple of them that really stood out to me as like the most dominant wrestlers for their team. So I'm really interested to see what they can do.
Well, they're bringing back, a great 215-pounder who medaled last year at heavyweight for them and in Joseph Abil. And then, Nick Doctor bumping up a little bit in weight. He's been solid for them. So, I mean, they got some really good wrestlers throughout. We talked about how we're going to be covering the PCT next week live. from West Milford, those are names we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm excited to see that. As both wrestlers initiating the action, Salim trying to get a near side cradle there.
I thought Salim was in trouble there. He was going to get on out, but he recovered with a beautiful cradle and rollover. He might get to 6 here if he could settle down.
Just readjust himself a little bit. That's exactly what he's going to do. Readjust himself, see what he can do.
He's trying to run it, but instead of running it around, exactly what he should have done, come up through the chest and do like he did.
But he's going to get at least 3 back points out of this one if he does not stick him, but looking like the position that he's in, he probably could stick him here as we got 10 seconds to go in the first.
I think that's going to be the big decision is the points. And he gets off his back. Great fight there. What everybody doesn't realize is you see these names and you see these big guys and you see these studs and hammers for other teams. It's the guys you don't expect who fight off their back and keep it a regular decision instead of a major, or a major instead of a tech fall. Those bonus points. Great job there by Sultan, fighting off his back and not letting him stick him there.
I thought that was a really good job, and that's why coaches, wrestlers, they always stress the fact of ensuring that you're stretching out before a match. Neck rolls and neck bridges, both front and back. And
Salim's just basically trying to get the major or tech fall here. He's taking him down, letting him up. This is literally a takedown clinic right now. I mean, what are we talking about the action here? I know it's so fast the scoreboard operator couldn't keep up with it. He's got the head. Sultan bellies out there, which is great. He's got the major decision now. Now he's just going for it. He's trying to skip the tech fall completely. He's going for that 6.
He definitely wants that 6. He wants to put the momentum for Clifton. But he also has to watch, too, that he does not rush this one he does not want to get this one stopped for potentially dangerous. And the referee's just counting down the back points. He's going to get at least 3 back points if he does not stick him here.
Might call it potentially dangerous here, looking at that shoulder.
Yeah, I think he's going to call it any second.
See if he rolls him down.
Referee looking in there.
I think they're going to hit it here.
He's near a pin right there, just a little bit more adjustment right there.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about, the fight. Now they're going to go potentially dangerous because his shoulder went. That is the fight you don't see from a lot of guys, and that's what wrestlers are about, that fight. Especially when it comes to everything. Wrestlers, including myself, we're fighters. We're going to fight. We're not going to get taken down. We're not going to lay on our backs. We're going to fight back to our feet, and that's exactly what he was trying to do there.
Exactly, and just great flexibility and neck roll there from Sultan.
Now, PCTI got here by winning last night 2 matches, first against Ramapo 54-20, and then beating PCTI beat Wayne Hills 38-25. And then they came here and they just beat Riverdale earlier, and they wound up advancing to the finals here. And I know Clifton was also hosted matches last night, and they had a really good run to get here.
Yeah, they did. They beat Demers and they beat Passaic Hills before they went in to beat Ultipan today to get here to the final.
And 2 quality coach teams facing off here. Coach Dan Galetta and Yada Bees from PCTI. First year for EAD. He was former head coach at JFK Patterson. Coach Galetta's been here, a long time in Clifton, doing a great job. As we end this period, Salim is up 12-1 heading into the third.
And we'll see what Salim does here in the top, but I think at this point he's either going to get a tech fall or he's going to get a pin here, just by the way he's been wrestling.
And I think they want to get him to get a tech fall. I think they want to keep him off his back and see what he can do.
Yeah, especially if you're a PCTI, you don't want to get this one up so easily, but Clifton definitely want to set the momentum here to try to get them back in the match.
And if I'm PCTI, I'm not trying to trade 6 for 6 right now down here below. And coach is telling him to cut him and let him up, and that's what he's going to go for. Go again, get the 2, and just start cutting him and going that way.
Definitely, and I think that's just at this point now, if you're Clifton, that's exactly what you want, any kind of bonus points that you can get. Obviously, you want to pin if you're a coach, but sometimes the reality is sometimes you just got to work for points at this point and not worry about what may not come.
So a couple more takedowns.
16-4 lead here for Salim.
He's got to take him down and let him out, take him down again, and he's good to go.
Yep, definitely. And he's just been over-dominating this match the entire time. So I would not be surprised if he gets the tech here. He gets the takedown. He's going to let him up. Get another takedown here to solidify the tech fall. And the referee calls the takedown. 20-5 tech fall for Salim of Clifton.
And I understand, obviously going for the tech fall in that situation, you want to get the points. I count that as a win for PCTI.
Oh,
because
absolutely.
It's one of their top wrestlers. Only gave up 5. That's what you want.
Oh, definitely. Anytime you can stress the matter of not giving up a tech fall, it is a win for you.
Especially against one of their top wrestlers.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you do that, it's always awesome to not get pinned by a more superior wrestler than you are. But so that's great. That's great to see.
This looks like it's Tyler Whartonaby.
From Clifton High School, Devin Desai.
It's Devin Desai from Clifton.
At 132, Tyler Whartonaby.
And Tyler Whartonaby from Clifton, or PCTI. Tyler won his earlier match in impressive fashion. He actually wound up going down 4-1 in the second on a reversal and locked hands call. So he wound up coming back and winning it and getting the win as time expired on the buzzer to get the takedown and secure the win in his earlier match. So that was a big turnaround for them.
And I know Devin Desai over on the other mat too also had a really good match as well against Old Japan.
These are one of those matchups, some people call them toss-up matches, other ones call them different. And you look at what they do, these are the matchups that win you duels. These type of even matchups that do it. Everybody has their hammers and everybody's going to do their stuff. And, nobody can beat you over the head with just pure talent like a Del Barton, all teams with every position. So it's these matchups that, these guys, it's almost like a coin flip that you got to win these duels.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to, the coin flip not a lot of people really notice is the biggest difference maker in a match.
Especially in these quality teams. But as you see, Desai with great defense there. He's trying to set something up, but whether it be Whartonaby, is trying to get up his feet, get this cut to at least 1. If he got any, he gets out. So it's 2-1. Desai's another talented wrestler for Clifton as well.
Yeah, definitely. He had a really good match over here against Old Japan, like I said before. And here we go. Both wrestlers got 30 seconds left here in the first period. And it's just nice being out here today, too. This is like an area that I'm not really so, used to seeing all these kind of different types of wrestling, but it's a good experience to get like outside of the Warren, Sussex, Hunterdon area and just get to experience a little bit of difference like what Passaic County wrestling is really like.
Exactly. Just getting out here. I know some places you can't go because of restraining orders. We understand that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely got to watch out for that. Follow those rules.
But, yeah, this is I went to William Patterson, so I really didn't get a chance to come over to PCTI. Beautiful campus, and I didn't realize how much stuff they have here. So I'm really glad we picked them up in the coverage area, and it's just a great program.
Yeah, definitely. And I was talking to one of the people that was working here. They told me their enrollment is like over 4,800 kids. That's unbelievable for a high school. I
was here yesterday testing the live stream, and they blew the whistle. I thought I was in a parade because there was that many kids going back and forth between the play. I was like, what? I didn't know. I looked around. I'm like, where are all these people? It was a lot.
It's literally a college campus here, and William Patterson's just around the corner from here, too.
Exactly.
So this is a mini college. Then you go over to William Patterson. That's like the real college. So it's kind of nice to see.
Tied 2.
Locking it off, at least trying to, is Whartonaby. Locking through. Now he's got the ankles picked right there. Let's see if he can try and peel this one off there, but nice sprawl there from Whartonaby, trying to avoid that takedown from Desai. And a stalemate is going to be called here. And we got 47 seconds left here in the second period. And now we got a single leg there from Wartnaby. We'll see if he can try to peel it off there, but no, Desai says, no, I'm sprawling out of that one.
Right here on the edge line, we'll see how it's called. You know, obviously you want to be aggressive, pull in, see if you can get to 2. Now with moving towards more of an open rule in high schools as far as covering where out of bounds is called. There's a little more action now on the edge lines where it wasn't in the past.
There is, and you know what? I kind of like that. I think you really need to wrestle every which way over on the out of bounds there, because I just think it's easier if you wrestle everything until you're out of bounds. It makes everything easier.
Let the referees call where you're out of bounds. Don't worry about it and look and wonder what's going on. You know, you should be out there competing as much as you can until you hear the whistle. 2-2, end of 2. Desai is going to take defense.
And we'll see where Wartnaby wants to go. I think they're just going to let him ride him here and see what he can do from the top position.
He was very successful in the earlier match, but we'll see if they let him go.
But Desai just kind of crunching up a little bit there, trying to not really do a whole lot here, try to waste as much time as he can. But obviously he definitely wants to win too, as do Wartnaby. And getting that wrist control there is Wartnaby.
From Riverdale High School, R.J. Weiss.
See if they can keep him down or just get some points out of this, because now you run into that area where he gets a little later, and you're like, oh, does it? The clock just went out.
Yep, they just threw in the towel there. Not sure exactly what happened to the clock, but
I think I know what happened. We were talking with their tech person about this today. Somebody sat down and kicked it out.
Interesting.
Yep. That's why we have a tape and cone and everything else.
See, they took care of us today. Great job. Give credit to PCTI for really working with us today to ensure stuff like that would not happen to us.
It's also interesting because I guess when they looked, you know, there were cones in front of it, so I don't know why he felt the need to sit back down there. But coaching staff, I'm assuming it was a JV wrestler or someone else, because they're not looking thrilled at it. Got to get a restart here.
And Wartnaby doing a nice job returning Desai to the mat. And Wartnaby trying to work from the top position, working to the side, as Desai is just flat on his belly.
Wartnaby's doing well, but I'll tell you right now, he's got to keep the pressure on, because if he gets up, he's going to have to be aggressive. So he wants to get something, so if he somehow gives up an escape later on, he's still in the lead.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the way that he's wrestling right now is, you know, definitely not willing to give up an inch. And I think he's going to definitely make Desai work for that 1 point escape there if anything does happen. And just doing a nice job with trying to maintain that control there is Wartnaby. But Desai's trying to squeeze any way he can before the end of regulation.
Wartnaby's trying to pull that ankle in and reestablish control. Trying to peel that arm. Wartnaby's got to suck in that leg. Oh, he gets the 2 late.
Desai gets the reversal. And near, out of bounds there, he, trying to get the switch attempt there from Wartnaby.
Going to get an injury time here. Desai looks like I know Desai had an issue. Was it Desai? I remember I kind of looked over and there was somebody who had took an injury time in their match.
I know there was a couple of them, and one of them, and I'm pretty sure it was Desai, he did have a little bit of an injury with one of his arms.
Okay.
From earlier.
This looks something different because he was pointing at his leg. You don't think he's stretching that?
Yeah, definitely. Just by the way that he was holding, too. So 16 seconds left here to go in the bout, with Desai getting that reversal, and now he's leading it 4-2. And we'll see what happens here. Wartnaby's going to have to get either a quick escape and a really, really quick takedown, or get a reversal.
I think he's looking for a reversal here.
You have to. because you're probably not going to get enough time with 16 seconds to get an escape and a takedown. I just don't think that will happen that quickly. But, hey, stranger things have happened in this sport. You never know.
He cuts him, and now he's going to back up. They got to bang him for stolen, but I'm surprised they didn't bang him there real quick.
I'm surprised too, but I think that out of bounds there a little bit from Morton to be kind of saved him. Now
got to hit him, but I don't think they can hit him again.
No, I think with 4 seconds left here, that would be super, super quick.
We'll see.
And Devin Desai gets the 4-3 win over Tyler Warnaby of PCTI.
On mat 1.
Clifton takes a 8-6 lead.
Winner by decision. Devin Desai.
138. Let's see what they send out.
Correction, 132.
This looks like James Conklin for PCTI. We'll wait on the Clifton wrestler.
On mat 1 at the 138 weight class from Clifton High School, Ronnie Sandoval.
Robbie Sandoval.
138 from Passaic County Tech, Nasim Abdelaziz.
Oh, excuse me, Nadim Abdelaziz. Apologize.
Nazim Abeladiz.
I can't. Some of these headgears, I can't see faces.
It's hard.
So it looks similar. I see the hair, and I'm like, oh, I'm assuming.
But he's already in a quick takedown there. Nice job by Nazim. And like you said about the headgear, too, it's hard to see who's who with the headgear on, just like with football. But the only difference is you get the numbers for the football
Yeah, you
players.
can't get the face. Like sometimes if you see the faces when they run out, and I know for Riverdale, you didn't see it. One of their upper weights had the mask, so they had one of the big men. I was like, okay, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, you definitely do see them more often than you think with those face masks. And then you're really thrown off on who it is. So as both wrestlers get set with Nazim having a 2-0 lead over Sandoval.
Towards Northern Valley, All Japan 12, Riverdale 3.
Got a minute 15 left here in the first with Nazim just doing pure dominance from the top position as he's working from both sides now, trying to get a cross face there, but now he's just going to cut Sandoval, and he has a 2-1 lead over Sandoval. Nazim trying to get a single leg there, a nice single leg. He could try to get that single leg sweep. He gets it. Beautiful single sweep takedown from Nazim, and he leads this one 4-1 with 45 seconds left to go in the first. I'm trying to throw another crossface there. I'm a little surprised the referee did not call that one. It's like a unnecessary roughness, but Nazim, it looked like he was going to cut him there for a second, but then he's just like, nope, I'm keeping you on the bottom. Working underneath the arms there. He's just got to be careful he doesn't grab the headgear. And now working, maintaining control there is Nazim. But Sandoval just doing a nice job trying to not give up any more points as they go out of bounds with 5 seconds to go in the first period. As both wrestlers get set.
Winner by decision at 138, Justin Morrissey from Northern Valley, Japan.
4-1. Abdelaziz leads. Sorry, I have to clear my throat, and I was trying to say it, and it kept choking me.
And it looks like Sandoval is going to take defense to start the second period, the bottom position.
On mat 2, from Riverdale High School, Richard Davies.
All right, and both wrestlers get set.
Joseph Velasquez.
Abdelaziz obviously looking to make some points here. He's got the arm crossed over. wants to try to slip up with the half there if he can, or roll him if he can. If he takes that other hand and holds that wrist, he brings it behind. No, if he had kept that wrist, brought his other hand behind, he could have slipped under for the half and rolled right with him.
Oh, definitely. He was in a position to get it. And now he's trying to throw another crossface there. It looked like that was the second time. I'm surprised the referee did not call that for unnecessary roughness, because that was kind of tough that second time there with the crossface.
I think they're letting him wrestle a little bit, you know what I mean?
And you do, you know what I mean? Like, I understand the frustration from some wrestlers. They want to get, you know, the momentum going, so I get that. And referees are just letting it go. So, you know, I definitely understand that part of it. We got 1:05 here to go in the second period. As both wrestlers, you know, not willing to give up an inch. Abdelaziz.
Abdelaziz is going to have to move over, so that way he doesn't get caught. You know, he's laying on top of him, doesn't want to get hit with anything.
Yeah, I think he's got to work. As long as he's working something to the side, he will be fine. But like you said, the parallel, you know, he's got to watch himself here, so that way he does not get warned for stalling.
As you hear some of the crowd saying the exact same things we were about getting hit for stalling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's a big thing. So parents really get into it. The wrestler is stalling. Now Abdelaziz does get that stall warning like we thought was going to happen.
That's what we thought. I mean, he was too far in the back. He was trying, you know, he should have moved over a little bit. He was still working something, but
just not quick enough to their point of view. And our point of view, too. Got 15 seconds left to go in the second period with not much action going on.
He's got that arm under, so he's trying to get a roll here and see if he can get some back points late. He just didn't have the right leverage.
And he definitely could have if he was in the right position to, but just not quite successful with it.
He was a little high, and if he had gone a little lower and kind of, instead of going around, he went through, I think he would have been fine.
Yeah, oh, most definitely. And he chooses neutral to start the third period.
If you're planning on getting something, think too soon.
Both wrestlers feeling each other out there. Abdelaziz.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean, he literally just almost hit throw, but just came right around.
It just looked like Sandoval was definitely not ready for that one.
No, it just it was shocked almost.
Thought he was going to feel them out, but nope. Abdelaziz, nice job countering that.
I almost wonder at this point if you're in the third and you can't get him over and you've already been hit once, if you cut him, which that's what the coaches are telling him, cut him, take him down again. Let's get the bonus points.
Yeah, you definitely got to get the bonus points at this point in the match. I know it's early in the match and there's plenty of wrestling left here, but if you push that initiative right now to go for it, get those takedowns, get the extra points, you're putting your team in a good position.
Exactly. And then we've already said Clifton's got some really good upper weights coming up, so you want to try to maximize where you can.
They do, absolutely. As Abdelaziz trying to get another takedown here, maybe put him in a position to, if he was in a position, he probably could have thrown a half Nelson there or a reverse half.
Gets the two. He's got something hooked here.
He does.
He's going to get some points here. He should.
The official has not started counting down yet.
Wow, I'm shocked because that's from here. Looks like he's.
I think if he just pushes him over a little bit more. Nope, the official says no still. And now that's going to be back points. It's going to be at least 2 back points. That's the big difference maker there. He gets a quick 2 count, and he's going to take the 10-2 lead here going into 15 seconds left in the match.
Now, the one thing they got to watch, too, is as they sit there, they're trying to put him in a position. He's in a good position. Abdelaziz didn't want to get hit with anything if he was just laying on him, so he's still working and trying to roll him back through. He's going to get the 2 points. He's going to get the major decision.
That's exactly what they needed.
That little bonus point, that's what they needed.
Absolutely.
Head into the 145 bout. Tech leads 9-8.
It's so weird getting used to. A couple of times I almost said 195, almost 220. It's weird with these new half of the weights changed from last year.
Yeah. Now coming out for this match, we're going to have Adam Hamda from PCTI.
At 144, from Passaic County Tech, Adam Hamde. And at 144, from Clifton High School, Adam Salman.
Adam Salman. Adam Salman for
Clifton.
Yep, and Adam Hamde from Passaic County Tech.
Now, as I said previously, and you probably see him in the background there, his cousin Leif finished second last year to Andrew Trzynski in the States, graduated, and this is his cousin. Different style of wrestlers, but they're still aggressive.
Oh, definitely, and just looking at the strength of Adam right there, Adam Hamde, as he gets that quick takedown, you could just know that this guy's ready to wrestle.
Oh yeah, he's not waiting around.
As both wrestlers get set, Hamde trying to get some kind of crossface there, trying to claw his opponent of Adam Salman.
Hamde got a tech fall in the previous bout.
I did watch a little bit of it as I was calling both mats over there.
Going to get 2 here. I think that's the goal here. I think Clifton's goal is not to get pinned.
Definitely, because they know what they can get out of their upper weight, so they're going to have to really hope that they're lower and you know, kind of middleweights a little bit, don't really get too crazy or give up any crazy points here, so that way they can keep themselves in the match.
We talked earlier about Salim when he came out Najidi Salim, he only got a tech fall. That was a win for PCTI. I think it'd be a win the other way around.
Definitely. We got 30 seconds left here in the first with Adam Hamde having a 4-0 lead over Adam Salman of Clifton. And now working another tilt there is Hamde. He's going to get and only 1 count, that's all.
Interesting.
See if he can get some more back points here before the first period ends.
Gonna give him 2.
He's gonna give him 2 for that, just like I thought he was going to.
6-0. It is Salman's choice. He defers. Hamde's gonna take out.
As both wrestlers get set. And trying to work a cradle, it's Salman. But, ooh, he gave him the escape point there.
I thought that was 2.
I thought it was 2.
I'm not quite sure. It was close, I understand. It looked like it was a reversal to me.
It looked very close, but, you know, again, he's the official, we're not, so.
I think maybe the knee hairs was going out, so if he didn't get the full reverse, he was just escaped. You know what I mean?
And I know that's like a big difference maker in that if your knees are down, get a reversal. If they're not, get 1.
Speaking of down, he's got him down here with the takedown.
Definitely.
Trying to roll in and settle. I think he might have him here.
Yeah, I think so.
He gets the pin.
16-8 lead for Passaic County Tech over Clifton.
At 144 on mat 1, winner by fall from Passaic County Tech, Adam Hamde.
Now this looks like James Conklin. But once again, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's James Conklin, but we're going to wait for the announcement.
Yeah, definitely. And they've been doing such a nice job with announcing the names today. I'm used to calling wrestling matches at night.
Class on mat 1 from Clifton High School, Jarvis Rodriguez.
We have Jarvis Rodriguez for Clifton.
From Passaic County Tech, Jimmy Conklin.
And James Conklin from PCTI.
And Conklin getting in on the early takedown. He gets it 8 seconds into the first period. He leads it 2-0.
He's another one of their upper-level wrestlers here at PCTI.
You could just definitely tell just by the aggression that he has. He cut
non-stop. Non-stop.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He just looks super quick here as he gets another one to lead it 4-1. Just awesome. And those are the kind of wrestlers that you like to see really push the pace of the action.
I like that aggression too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you need to push the aggression in the sport of wrestling. Otherwise, it kills the sport if there's no aggression in. as he's getting the tilt there, getting some back points here.
Got the 2. Gave him the 2.
From Northern Valley, Old Japan at 150, Ryan Sullivan.
As both wrestlers go out of bounds with 56 seconds left to go in the first period, with James Conklin having a 6-1 advantage over Jarvis Rodriguez of Clifton. As he's trying to work the wrist control there, getting another tilt there. Great job by Conklin. He's going to get at least 3 back points here if he does not stick him. Gives him 3 back points to make it 9-1 advantage for Conklin. Trying to work another tilt here. See if he can get that advantage here to try to get 3 more points. Or at least a pin at the most.
I think he's going to, he obviously wants to get the pin. I mean, I've never met a wrestler who says, you know what, I really want to go get a tech fall.
I'd never met any wrestlers like that either.
You know.
But in those kind of cases, sometimes it happens. But most oftentimes, everybody wants to get a pin.
Yeah, that's the main goal. But you obviously understand where you're at now, sitting in a major after 1.
Yeah, and if you don't really follow wrestling that much, it's mostly like a chess match. So you got to figure out all the math. You got to figure out where you are, and you got to figure out what's most logical to you. You need either a pin, you need a decision, or whatever, vice versa. You got to figure it out that way. It's like a chess match. You got to figure it out is what you do want. And as both wrestlers are going to go neutral here to start the second period, with Conklin getting the quick takedown yet again, and he extends his lead 11-1.
I think his goal, obviously, here, you're going to roll, see if you can get the pin, get those points. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it, and I think we've spoke about it ad nauseum for this team. Clifton's really good in the upweights. PCTI is not bad, but it'll be interesting to see where they bump up because you have Conklin here. You almost kind of see who they're going to run on next. You almost wonder if at 57 they bump up a Ricardo Balagazzi to 57. Then they can put a Suze up, and then so they might be able to minimize. I don't think they'll be able to pin or beat those guys, especially with a Bill, who, like we said, medaled at states the last few years at heavyweight and cut some weight down. So he's one of the favorites, one of my favorites at 215 to win something down in states. Whether it's on the podium or overall in general. But got a quick injury here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have some celebrities in the house today. PCTI Principal Antonio Garcia here, support Bulldog Wrestling. Athletic Director from Riverdale High School, Dennis Nelson, is with us this afternoon. Athletic Director from Westwood High School.
While we're taking some injury time here, why don't you take the time out to follow us on our socials? Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Twitter, @GardenStateHSW. Instagram, @GardenStateHSWrestling. And if you look down on the bottom of your screen right there, YouTube, like and subscribe. You'll get all our upcoming matches. You'll get notifications of our podcast, all the content we put up. Follow us and just join the ride. Like, Garden State HS Wrestling is expanding at a rapid rate. Something I started as a hobby 10 years ago has become a legitimate business and has taken over all of North Jersey. So join us on the ride. We get this match started up again here, 14-1. He's leading. Conklin is nonstop energy. Yeah. I want to harness that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a youth thing. He has not stopped moving this entire match.
He's just on the go. He wants to get the pin. He wants to get this ball rolling here. He wants to help his team get the win. So, you got to admire the pressure. You got to admire everything that he's doing. That's right. He's doing everything, all the right things that he's doing in this bout.
And Conklin, as we said, will be wrestling in the Passaic County tournament next week. I expect him to depending on his draw, where he'll finish. I would not be surprised if he was in the finals that we're covering live from West Milford High School next week.
Yeah, definitely.
And we get the tech fall here, 3 points, 17-1. He gets the tech fall in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Now we're going to head to the 157 and see who they send out for Clifton. I would not be shocked if they sent out Ricardo here. That's kind of his way.
And the 150 weight class, Jimmy Conklin from Passaic County Tech.
This is Ricardo Ballin. I asked Ricardo how to say his last name. He goes, everybody messes it up. So I have 2 different pronunciations. So Ricardo Ballanzagatti for PCTI.
Joe Galetta.
And for Clifton, Joseph Galetta.
157 from Passaic County Tech.
Interesting about Joseph, too. Joseph was a wrestler at Randolph last year. His father's the head coach. They moved out of Randolph, so he transferred to Clifton. So now he's here and was a member of my All-Star match last year.
Definitely.
I picked the winners.
And he in his last match against Old Japan, he was really, really good.
Well, when your father's the head coach, I mean, I'm sure you're getting training everywhere you need to go.
Definitely. I know there's been a lot of father coaches in the past that have done such a great job with their sons and, even daughters too, of getting them to where they are now.
Exactly, and with the uptick of girls wrestling, it's almost completely one way or another. I know, speaking to some wrestlers, they either like it when their father helps them, or they tune it out so the father doesn't help. So they're not in it. So, they don't want to destroy that relationship in a sense with constant coaching. They want to keep it separate.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's totally understandable in that sense. But Galetta had a really good match against Old Japan from earlier today, so I would not be shocked if he has another really good bout here at 157 pounds against Ricardo.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't know the brackets yet because they haven't released their PCT. This easily could be a final there.
This
matchup between these two.
Just the way that these two are wrestling right now, I would not be shocked depending on, who else is other, in that area that are also top competitors.
And I apologize to any coaches out there who are watching who there's nobody
there.
I think he kind of, not knocked the wind out of him, but he kind of got hit, taken down. It's like, boom.
I just don't think he was really expecting it to be in that kind of situation. So it could have been a little bit of a shock. As both wrestlers get set. And we'll see what happens. Joseph Galetta trying to work from top here. It looks like, nope, not quite an escape there yet.
Ricardo was trying to peel the hands away, cut it here. Galetta did a great job leaning into him and forcing him to the outside.
Yeah, and I thought, if he would have been more inside the bounce, he probably would have eventually gotten that escape.
Yeah.
Totally.
Galetta did the smart thing by putting his shoulder in and running with him.
Yeah, and that's good wrestling. That's good technique right there. As he throws in a crossface there, he's got 3 seconds left to go in the first period. Galetta leads this one 2-0 after 1.
Galetta defers. Ricardo pulling the hair back like he's ready.
He's ready for action. Gotta love that. He's going to choose bottom to start the second period. And like I was talking about in the other stream earlier, most oftentimes coaches like to choose for the wrestlers to go on bottom just for purposes of scoring an easy 1 point or trying to get a reversal, because it's a basic position to try to get out of and score from.
Totally understandable. I don't know. It depends on how you feel your wrestler is. I know, I've talked with other coaches, and there's wrestlers who are bad on bottom, and it might cost you a title or something like that. So, you should always kind of listen to your coaches and see what happens with that, because, some of those coaches see that as scouting reports, but, it shouldn't. I know it's kind of the rule, but you kind of got to understand how it goes in situations.
Yeah, and I know it before over on the other mat with Old Japan and Clifton. I know the coach over from Clifton and the heavyweight wrestler from Clifton were kind of debating on whether if he goes top or bottom. So he ended up choosing bottom to go, but like you said, it definitely depends on coaching and seeing where the wrestler is good at.
Heavyweight's kind of interesting because it's such a, I'm a heavyweight, so speaking from experience, there wasn't too many reversals or anything like that. It was basically flop them down if you get them, a lot of times after the 2 minutes, the heavyweights are giving up for the most part. Back in my day, anyway.
Yeah, no, and it's still like that to this day. But you know who really did change the momentum of heavyweight wrestling? It was Luis Fernandez. Once he got to that heavyweight spot there, he changed heavyweight wrestling to like a whole different perspective.
I'll give you a different one, even a little late before that. Jimmy Lawson.
Yep. Yeah,
the stuff he was throwing at States, I watched him at States when I was down there. He was putting stuff out there. I thought I was watching a 132 match. These heavyweights didn't know what we're hitting them. I was just like, and we used to joke about it. We were like, oh, who's in the bracket? It's basically make it to the finals to lose to Jimmy Lawson. Unbelievable.
If you even made it to the final to wrestle Jimmy Lawson,
you knew that was your semifinal was your championship. Being second, you go out there and you knew it, and you just realize like, all right, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, Jimmy Lawson was unbelievable. He was out of this world for heavyweight wrestling.
If you're a wrestling fan and you haven't seen Jimmy Lawson wrestle, YouTube him, please.
Definitely.
Wow.
I know my mom and I, we talk a lot of. And she even still mentions Jimmy Lawson to this day, just a freak of nature.
Ridiculously good. I assume heading into the third, Goleta's going to take bottom. So then he's, potentially up 3-0.
But honestly, though, I think the coaches might choose for him to go on top just how really dominant he's been from the top position.
Especially if he gets some points here. You never know. This could change everything.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, absolutely. And that is it for the second period. Joseph Goleta leads 2-0.
They're going to let him go neutral.
Go neutral. I mean, neutral or top, I think it's good for him in this case. He can now push the action and, try to put this match away.
You know what's interesting, though? You know why, and we were talking about it, I'm a little shocked that there wasn't a thought to put him down. Because if he gets out, it's 3-0. Then you're really putting the pressure on Ricardo.
Yeah.
Now he ties it up with a takedown.
So,
he's got to be aggressive, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. And, you're in a position now. You could definitely try to tie the match up here. But, Coach Goleta over there from Clifton, he was either going to let him go either top or neutral and see what he could do. But this might not pay off too much for Clifton. If Ricardo can finish this takedown right there, but no takedown rewarded just yet. Still neutral, says the official. He's got to raise the hips there to try to get one, but Goleta comes out on top, and he gets the takedown of his own, 4-0.
This is one of those bouts we were talking about. This evens it up a little bit now here. And then if you're PCTI, when you get to those upper weights, you got to minimize. You can't go out there and get pinned right away. You want to give up the small bonus points and then hope you can swing it around the back end.
Yeah, especially that we're really approaching to like the upper weights and middle weights now of Clifton. This is like, right now, this is the time where we need to neutralize. We need to keep bonus points low if we're going to lose these bouts.
Now, the fun part about this is not only are these guys going to see each other at the PCT next week, we're actually going to be here at the end of the month when they wrestle each other in the division, and they should, if I remember my rankings correctly, and where they're ranked, it will be for the title.
It will be.
It'll be for that title at Big North.
Oh, and almost in a position, Goleta's got to watch himself that he does not get himself pinned.
They're giving him no points, but Goleta was a little in a bad position there.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been very, very ugly there. Ricardo could have gotten the defensive pin, but I think he waved 2 back points there, if I'm not mistaken, or once at least.
He did the one. I don't know if he hit it.
But regardless, Joseph Goleta is going to come away with this victory. And he's going to win this one 4-0.
Big win for Goleta, especially heading into seeding for next week.
On mat 1, winner by decision from Clifton High School, Joe Goleta.
Now this is going to be, pretty sure it's James Rapp. We'll wait for the announcement. James Rapp for PCTI.
At 165 from Clifton High School, Andrew Zarak.
And this is Andrew Zarak.
And at 165 from Passaic County Tech, Omar Tarecki.
Okay, Omar Tarecki. I'm wrong. I'm telling you, these headgears are throwing me off. I see guys walk out, I think the blonde-haired kid, and it's throwing me.
It's different. It's once you put that headgear on, you're like, you got to figure out who's who.
Now, PCTI needed that. PCTI needed that pin.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you what, the Clifton side is not happy with how quick that pin was called. They're not thrilled with how quick that pin was slapped.
No, definitely not. I don't think anybody would, especially the Clifton wrestler. But now we'll head into the 175-pound weight class.
I'm not even going to guess who this is.
As he gets the quick takedown there for Clifton. And try to work a cradle there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was 165.
There we go.
Connor Yendel from Riverdale taking on Robert Ferreira from Northern Valley, Old Japan. Winner by fall, Connor Yendel from Riverdale High School.
As both wrestlers get set to restart in the referee's position.
Again, I think this is James Rapp, but I don't know until they'll make the announcement. This headgear's throwing me off.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I think it's Riley Garcia from Clifton and James Rapp from PCTI, but we'll wait for the announcement. Well, somebody just yelled out Riley from the stands, but I don't know if we want to go with that.
Owen Windrum. I don't know if that was the other mat there. But they didn't call this one yet. I did not hear them call this one.
They did not.
But I believe you are right. It does look very familiar, this opponent from Clifton with Riley Garcia. I believe that's who it is. All right. As both other officials stops the match here. Get them restart back into the center of the mat.
Winner by fall from Northern Valley, Old Japan, Nick Rossi. Team score, Northern Valley, Old
Both
Japan,
wrestlers feeling each other out. Hand tap a little bit there from both wrestlers.
Now, I don't know if you noticed from your previous match, do you know that Old Japan beat Clifton earlier in the season?
They did, actually, and I mentioned that earlier in the match. They beat them 43 to 36 was the final Old Japan win. So it was kind of nice to see the reversal.
That was James Rapp and Garcia.
All right, good job, Mr. Brower. You did an awesome job.
Usually when people yell stuff from the stands, I'm assuming it's right, and so I'm going to go with it.
Yeah.
Unless you just have no idea in the stands and you don't know what you're talking about, and you're calling the other match. That's the only thing I have to worry about is because there's people for the other mat here behind us. So I'm hoping. End of one. We have Riley Garcia leading 4-1 over James Rapp.
And he's going to choose neutral. James Rapp going to go neutral to start the second.
I understand that, too, because he's been taking you down, you get out, so you want to be out there. So.
And I've noticed a lot. With all the matches that we've covered, I've noticed a lot of coaches are now choosing neutral, like the second or third periods. I think now the sport of wrestling, they want to get that back into the groove of neutral being like the constant game changer of a match.
Well, we talked about it, too. It has to be something that fits your wrestler. Like, it'd be a stupid move in, like, a title match to put somebody who's horrible on the bottom, so then you wind up losing and it's a swing. So
right, exactly. That's exactly it. As we're definitely seeing some aggression there from James Rapp, as he's trying to work, somewhat of like a Russian arm tie, but not successful with it. And we do see some leaning on the head here from Garcia, trying to feel his wrestler out. Now he gets the underhook here, try to throw, but not successful with that was Garcia. And Rapp just keeps pushing the pace of the match here, just not willing to give up an inch. The strength and conditioning from Rapp is just unbelievable.
These PCTI kids keep fighting.
And they do. They do such a nice job conditioning-wise, pushing the pace of the match. I don't think I've seen one slow wrestler from PCTI yet. As we do get a stall warning here.
On Rapp.
Which was kind of interesting because he was pushing the pace of the match.
He was. He's moving some stuff.
Which I thought was interesting there that it was called on him as Garcia gets a takedown here.
Runs his lead to 8-1. It'll be interesting to see how they juggle the lineup here coming up.
Especially with these upper weights, definitely.
I mean, Tech is up 27-11, so you just want to minimize some of those upper weights especially, so you want to see what happens here.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
We started at 120, so got a couple matchups coming there. So looking at it right here, say he gets a major because it's close now. It runs the score to 27-15. Then you're going to have Nick Doctor coming up at 190, who should be the favorite. Joseph Abil, who's the favorite at 215. And I can see the heavyweights, depending on who they send out. That'll be the interesting match. Heavyweight, I think, is going to be the key to this.
Yeah, definitely, because we're already more than halfway through the point here of the match as the second period ends with an 8-2 lead for Garcia.
Riley's going to take defense here.
As he's getting set from the bottom position, and both wrestlers are underway. Rapp trying to throw in a crossface cradle there. Crossface not successful with that. Nice Granby by Garcia. What looked like what is going to be an escape, but a reversal there from Garcia. And now he locks up a cradle, and he should be getting some back points here. He needs to put some more pressure onto it. Needs to put it to the side. He needs to put it.
He's too far behind. He's over that shoulder, but he's kind of adjusting here as he goes back.
Yeah.
He's still under it, though. That's the thing. He can't get the back, and he's being choked a little bit. It looks like up top there from what I saw from the view. But even still then, he's not in a position to get the back down because he's resting his shoulder on his chest. He's got to move back.
Yeah, he's got to move himself back just a tad bit, really. And he needs to put the head to the temple here, too. If he could do that and put the knee to the side, he could have gotten him there.
Great defense there by Rapp.
Absolutely.
I know some of these fans are calling he was a pin. His shoulder was laying on his chest. There was no way that, that would have been. It wasn't flat.
No, you can't call that a pin. I know the Clifton fans might not like that, but you can't call that a pin just yet if you're on top of your opponent like that. As we approach 42 seconds left here in the third period with Riley Garcia leading 13-2. He's going to try to break down the base here, see what he can do from top. I think now at this point he's just going to cut him, let him go. He's going to have a 13-3 here lead for Riley Garcia with 25 seconds left to go in the third period as both wrestlers seeing what they can do from the neutral position and Garcia just quick action there. Just tap, tap, penetration steps there. Just keep ducking under and get a takedown. And now we got a stall warning there from Rapp, and that's going to be a point for Garcia. And he's going to get this takedown here at the end of the period. And Garcia is going to win this one 16-4. So
close to a Tech, but just a major decision, 4 points. Little words as they were leaving Garcia, it seems.
I think there was a little bit of, a little bit of interesting stuff that was happening there, but it happens. That's the whole sport of wrestling. And now we're going into the 190-pound weight class here. We could be seeing Nick Doctor. I believe that's him that's going to be warming up and ready to go. And for PCTI, we'll be seeing this in a second.
Class from Clifton High School, Nick Doctor. And at 190 from Passaic County Tech, Lucas Ducci.
This is Lucas Ducci. They hit him with a quick stall already.
Oh my goodness, just a quick stall warning here.
Ducci's got to do something here. You know? Doctor's just pushing the pace.
Yeah, it's just a big kid overall. Muscular, tall, lean.
Full disclosure, I've known the Doctor family for years. Nick actually has a younger brother who's a little bit of a bigger kid and is actually on the freshman basketball team. Nick tells me all the time his brother was actually the better wrestler, but he wanted to play basketball.
As he almost with that headlock attempt there, but rolled out there by Ducci. But Doctor gets the takedown anyway, and he leads this one 2-0. And I know that big rivalry between wrestling and basketball. Before I wrestled, I did play a little bit of basketball there. Then I decided to switch over to the mat and the singlet, and it was the best decision I have ever made.
Well, I know, especially when you switched over to wrestling, I know a lot of people wish you switched over to basketball, like your head coach and your assistant coach, like Behringer. I'm sure they said, go back to basketball, go back to basketball.
I didn't even play it. I started wrestling 7th grade. And I've been following it for a long time. My older brother started in 8th grade and wrestled all throughout high school. I think my brother and I were kind of similar in terms of skill, but he was definitely way more aggressive than I was in 2 different weights. So,
my brother's not a sports guy. He'll watch like if a team makes the playoffs, like he'll like, oh, the Giants, or like Super Bowl. So yeah, not a sports wrestling guy. As a matter of fact, my mother had a fight to him to pass gym because he refused to take off his Doc Martens for school. Nick's going to sit in here. He's got him rolled over. Gets the pin. That's going to cut the lead here, and you got a Bill coming out next.
That's huge. That's huge.
I'm telling you,
Clifton.
heavyweight's going to be the big deal. We could be going into the last 2 bouts tied here.
We could. Definitely could.
High School, Nick Doctor.
I think they're just going to forfeit to a Bill. Do they forfeit to a Bill?
As both head coaches are going to meet to the table and see what happens.
I don't know what the referee's getting in the middle of it for.
I think they're just deciding whether or not if it's going to be a forfeit or if they're going to throw somebody out.
They're going to forfeit.
Yeah, just by the way the coaches were indicating.
Bill caught a forfeit in the first one, and this one. He spent more time warming up than he did on the mat.
So now we're all tied up here at 27.
All right, I think this is going to be James Dixon coming out.
I know earlier we did have Isaac Kazimovsky for Clifton, and that's exactly who that's going to be. I'm almost positive.
That's Isaac Kazimovsky
With 3 matches to go on mat 1
and Jason Dixon.
We're all tied 27-27.
And the fans are getting into it here.
As we said, these guys are number 1 and number 2. They got him with stalling.
Yeah, an early stall there.
Wow.
6 seconds into the match.
I don't know. Those are some quick whistles. I mean, I'm not trying to judge a referee. Those are some quick whistles.
They've made a lot of quick decisions here today that I've noticed from the last match, and especially this one. There was a couple really.
Like
really
I don't want to, but that's. You know what? And I'm not saying. Oh, beautiful move there by Dixon.
He gets the takedown here. He leads this one 2-0.
Now I think I understand the strategy when it comes to PCTI. Dixon seems like the more athletic compared to Anthony DeFeo. So when they send him out, I think that's what they wanted. They want Dixon, who's a little more athletic. Not much, but just more. Looks like a little faster than you would see from a DeFeo.
Yeah, and just looking at the way that the heavyweight wrestling is, you gotta really think about we're going into heavyweight. Make it or break it time. I know we have 2 more bouts left, but who's going to set the momentum for the match is exactly what the coaches are thinking. As both wrestlers feeling each other out, this is exactly kind of not exactly the way heavyweight wrestling starts out with 2-1, but now we're kind of getting into the way that heavyweight wrestling normally is, with both wrestlers just feeling each other out, hand fighting a lot, and just forehead to forehead battle.
Again.
Oh, and close off the mat they go.
Dixon is fired up. I'll tell you what, his team's getting fired up, and these fans are getting him fired up.
Oh, my goodness. It feels like a state match here right now. It really does, with the fans going crazy.
You know what this feels like, honestly? It doesn't even feel like a state match. You know what this feels like? This feels like a region match in the old days where it was 3-4, and you were fighting to get down to AC. That's what these seems like these guys are doing, because everybody always asks me, how do you feel? I think that took away so much intrigue, because the first or second, you're making it to AC no matter what. Those old 3-4 matches, those were fights.
I
They were trying to
remember.
get it.
Yeah, they definitely were. Then once they added that fourth place one, that kind of took away the momentum of the third, fourth place match, but helped out that fourth place wrestler fighting hard to get to the state tournament.
Dr. Malahi, welcome.
2-1. Looks like Isaac is going to take defense, because I am not attempting that last name.
That's what I said too earlier. I was just going to say Isaac and just keep it simple.
Kazamovsky? Is that right?
Kazamovsky is what I said.
That's what I think it is. It sounds right.
I mostly said his first name, but Kazamovsky is what it looks like the way that it's said.
Tell you what, tied up here. 3 bouts left to go. I called it before. Heavyweight is the key bout.
It is. It's definitely going to set the momentum of how this match ends up going into the last 2 matches.
And you look at who they might have coming out. When you look at PCTI, they got a couple quality wrestlers down there. I'm sure they're going to sign out Marco Barra for 106. And then you're looking at Clifton. Clifton has potentially 2-3 wrestlers they can send out there, but it might be Ahmad Azaldi, so that'll be cute too.
As Dixon just trying everything he can, but they all go out of bounds.
I always love that with the heavyweights too. It's when they do everything and they wind up getting involved and they do something, and it's like they do it, wait till the end, and they start throwing. Like the entire mat you're on, you don't do nothing. You wait till you get right to the edge. It's like, I'm going to throw something down.
Yeah, that's definitely where the most excitement happens, is at the edge of the mat. And it's awesome. It's a great atmosphere to get into. As we approach 45 seconds left here in the second period. Now slowing down a little bit now for both wrestlers, but we got a 2-2 tie here.
This might be that the heavyweight match that winds up going to overtime and ultimate tiebreak.
The ultimate ride-outs.
I've coined a solution for it. I think, as a beautiful throw by, if he can get him down here, get those points. He's on the see, going right to the edge, and they run out.
And the Passaic County Tech side is trying to call for a stall.
Trying to say he fleed the mat, see if he gets anything. I don't see it.
I'm not sure. It looks like no, they're not going to get that one, fleeing the mat. You don't really see fleeing the mat that often in wrestling.
That's true. But when you look at this, what I was saying with my plan is this. After the first period, you know what's going to happen, especially with heavyweights. After the first period, the visiting team calls a coin flip. Then we have an eating contest of 5 of whatever you like. The heavyweights are big dudes. They didn't get, that big by running miles and miles. So go into their strengths. Eating. Go out there. You could be up, and you could use strategy like P-Berg. You could be up there. You have to have the hard roll with cheese. Belvedere. They could have hot dog Johnnies. Whatever, play into it.
Absolutely. That's an all-time classic, hot dog Johnnies.
I love that place.
I do too. And just now, Isaac just feeling the pressure. Tried to throw in a leg there a little bit. He had also a nice, exciting match at heavyweight over here earlier against Old Japan. So we'll see what happens here. But he does definitely favor the Merkles. I definitely can see the Merkles definitely coming. And that's something that Dixon's got to watch out for.
They're trying to motivate Dixon to get around here. Wants to reestablish his base.
He's just going to go flat to his belly and just wrestle here and see what's going on. But they both got to watch, because there could be a stall warning from both wrestlers. And that's not always something that you see that often, but they could call a stall from both wrestlers if they don't start doing anything.
Isaac goes for that hook, but floats over too much. Dixon, he keeps going back.
He's got to watch himself, but
If Dixon can slide out the back there, it was close. Dixon's trying to clear the hands and see if he can get up.
Yeah, he's looking back to the leg there a little bit, but Isaac's favorite move is the Merkles. That's just something that he keeps working. Now he gets a cradle in, and could get him here. Isaac could get him here for the pin, and he does. Oh my goodness. Crazy bout with what looked like was going to be a Dixon win, ended up being an Isaac pin.
Wow.
Winner
Crazy.
in heavyweight from Clifton High School, Isaac Kamofsky by Paul.
That is 2 pins for Isaac Kasavsky today. Kamowski. I knew I said it earlier right, but lost my train of thought though, but just awesome wrestling
All right,
from
let's
him.
see who they're sending out now, because now the pressure's on
At the
PCTI.
106 weight class from Clifton High School, Adam Tamimi.
Adam Tamini.
And at 106 from Passaic County Tech, Marco Barra.
Moko Barra from Passaic Tech. Now, Barra's going to have to win by some sort of points.
He does, because at this point, if Clifton wins, it's going to put the match away, and they could come out on top. But Passaic County Tech has to get a win here.
And we'll see what the scenarios are. If they get the win here, what it leads, if it could be a possible tie.
And if that really does happen, that now we're going to go into the rule book. We're going to look into the scoreboards and the criteria and see what happens there.
Hopefully, if PCTI gets a pin here, then it's just winner take all, last match. Barra trying to pull it in.
Yeah, I think they're going to call a stalemate here any second, because neither wrestler really improving their position to get anywhere.
Got that hand around the wrist down there. Gets around.
Now he is creating a little bit of action.
Barra re-grabs that leg. Going to try to work up here.
Just beautiful defense there from Tamimi of not letting go of this takedown.
Tamini's so lanky.
He really is.
You know, it's like his legs could be around you. He could still be on the other side of the mat.
Yeah, and I actually did not see Tamimi wrestle, because he didn't wrestle the last match over against Old Japan.
Hands are locked underneath there.
See if he gets something there, but we got 16 seconds left to go in the first period. Neither wrestler just not willing to give up an inch, but they've got to be careful. Tamimi's got to be careful. Should be near a takedown there. The fans are calling takedown.
Barra's got the arm. Barrack. Wow.
They call the takedown right at the buzzer.
I'm shocked by that.
I am too. He was blocking off the view as much as he possibly could, but
Barra's going to take defense.
now Barrett's he has to get out. He has to get out. It's as simple as that. He's got to score. He's got to win this one to keep themselves alive. Let's see what happens with Tamimi. He's going to try to do what he can to bring Barra back down to the mat, and he does. Great job. And now we'll see what happens here as both wrestlers continue to wrestle with Tamimi trying to almost look like he was trying to work a head lever, but now he's got the armbar trapped in. See if he can get some back points out of it, but got to readjust himself a little bit.
I think that heavyweight decision was the big thing. The heavyweight result was a turning point. I'm a genius when it says that, by the way. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and I have been around wrestling for a long time. We understand the technicality of the sport.
And the swing bouts right there, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely, especially motivation. We're going to see what happens here as we approach to a minute left in the second period. Let's see if he runs it here. He's got to watch himself a little bit just so that
Could
way,
be
you know,
potentially dangerous depending on how it is.
just the way that it's looking like right now, that could be the case, but referee's kind of letting it wrestle, see what happens.
38 seconds left.
He's going to get the back points. Oh,
That
he
was
had
a
a
slick
one.
swing at 2.
He's calling for 2.
I don't know.
That's a quick 2, in my honest
Very
opinion.
quick, too. Wow. Okay.
Now he's running it here, doing what he can, but Bear holding on for dear life as we go into the closing seconds of the second period.
Clifton is 1 minute away from winning this. Or 2 minutes away, 1 period.
Yeah,
1 period, I meant.
You know, and Bear's got to get it going.
It's not like my All-Star matches where it's 1-2-1-1. I don't get confused a little bit.
It's a full-on 6-minute match here. Anything can happen in the final 2 minutes going into the third period.
Wow.
Now that's a stall right there from
You got to call stalling on
I believe that he called
Tamini.
that. Yeah, I was going to say I believe
because he ran
did.
him out.
Yeah.
Barra trying to peel away. Tamini brought back down, but he's going to try to fight back up, obviously.
He's going to do what he can. He does not want to give up an inch. He does not want to give this one up. He's got to wrestle smart. Way 2.
Minute left here. Clifton is up 4-0. Barra with the escape. He's got to get going.
Yeah, Bear's got, less than a minute left. This is crucial right now.
A win is a win for them right now. Don't worry about what happens in the next match. Get that win to keep yourself in it.
Definitely. That's what you got to do. As the coach from PCTI is trying to tell Bear, initiate it. Let's get going.
Do something. You got to shoot. Even if it's a bad shot at this point, you almost got to push your cards to the table and see what you can get done.
Yeah, absolutely. As we push out of bounds here.
30 seconds left here.
4-1 Tamimi lead. As Tamimi gets in on the shot, but quickly gets that takedown for Bear. Bear's got to cut him. He's got to do something, but I think he wants to stay on top. He wants to see if he can turn him, but
don't want to give up this reversal here.
Yeah, Tamimi gonna put this one away, get the reversal of his own, and Clifton is going to clinch this match against PCTI.
Clifton is your winner here.
He
They
gets
take
the
this.
win. Awesome.
Winner by decision from Clifton High School, Adam Tamimi.
They're going to forfeit this last match here, too. It's over here. They're just going to let PCTI get the forfeit. And Clifton is going to win this 36-33.
Just a remarkable comeback from Clifton. Twice today.
At the 130
Twice.
weight class, Ryan Muhammad from Passaic County Tech received a forfeit from Clifton High School. Congratulations to the Mustangs, Big North Conference dual champions for 22-23.
Big win here for Passaic County, for Clifton over Passaic County Tech. Two rivals in the same division, coming here, putting on a really good matchup. Coming down to pretty much the last bout, the penultimate bout, and basically, doing that. So,
Dr. Tom Malahy, athletic director from Clifton High School.
They're gonna have the trophy presentation. But before we get into that, two schools that know each other real well, Clifton and PCTI. They're going to see each other next week in the Passaic County tournament. They're going to match up. They're in the same division. They're going to see each other in 13 days, 12 days. This has become a budding rivalry in the area. And if this scores any indication, it proves it. And you're talking about a coin flip either way. I think, and I know we said this during the match and afterwards, that heavyweight pin was huge because it's a different story if either one doesn't get pinned there. If they come out and they only have a decision win, then you have to send somebody out the last match. What happened? But we'll see. We'll see what they do, and I am sure that when they meet here again, in 2 weeks, there's going to be a difference in how each team sends people out. As we see Clifton coming out here, celebrating and getting the trophy.
We'll have a great one on Wednesday as the Bulldogs and Mustangs rematch. That's Wednesday here at Passaic County Tech. Next Wednesday at Passaic County Tech, see the rematch.
Yes, that's going to.
That one is concluded.
That's going to be the 25th. I'm pretty sure we're here with Clifton and Passaic County Tech. This next Wednesday, we have a couple matchups we're actually looking at. We're going to post our lineup for next week. We got a couple matchups coming up, including the finals of the PCT from West Milford. Live commentary with myself and James. We're going to be, having some fun over there. But if you want to have some fun with us all year, check out our socials. Right on your screen right now, GardenStateHSWrestling.com on Facebook, Twitter, @GardenStateHSW, Instagram, GardenStateHS Wrestling. And if you see right there, look on your left. Look on your left for like and subscribe. There's plenty you can like there. We'll show our upcoming videos, anything we do with our podcast, this and that. If you're a rival and you want to get tips on how to do a good stream that people aren't going to complain about, watch us. We know what we're doing. So we're really, really great showing here. Impressive. Our first time doing this Big North championship, public championship. Just give me your thoughts, James. I know, like I said, a new area for us, but just kind of how you feel.
I got to say, I watched great wrestling today. I'm not going to lie. This was really good wrestling here, especially when we watched the finals match, Clifton and PCTI. This is like a rivalry that's coming in here. It was a great matchup for both the teams, and like you said, in the next 10 days, we're going to really see. I know PCTI is going to want their revenge against Clifton, so we're going to see how that looks in 10 days, but I really liked it out here tonight. I hope we get to do this again next year.
I really would love to do it, and I really enjoy covering this. So what we're going to do is we have this coming up. We have the PCTI. These guys are going to see each other a lot, and it's going to be really good to see this because this obviously is going to fuel some stuff. And, as I said in my predictions, not to toot my own horn, but toot. When I did my predictions, I had Clifton winning the division. I had PCTI winning just due to the dominance of Clifton's upper weights because of how much, they can get you those bonus points, and that's key with what we did here. But, yeah, it's going to be really exciting and really fun the next couple weeks. They're taking some pictures now with Clifton. I'm going to see if we can try to get the heavyweight and get him over here to talk a little bit. I'm going to let James interview the heavyweight, talk about the win in the match, what was kind of doing. But, like James, with the socials right there, why don't you tell the people what our socials are?
Yeah, definitely. So if we take a look at the social media right here on this page that you are seeing right now, we got GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Follow us on there. Or if you like to follow us on Twitter, say @GardenStateHSW. If you guys want us to cover any of your particular matches and things like that, you guys, sorry, I think we were muted there for a second. But if you would like to follow us on our social media, please follow us, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, or on Twitter @GardenStateHSW, or on Instagram @GardenStateHSWrestling. Please let us know if you would like for us to cover any of your matches, whether if you're in Hunterdon, Warren, Sussex, Morris, or Passaic counties. We'd also like to take the time to thank all of our sponsors here that are sponsoring us throughout the whole season, including Harrington Companies in Maplewood and Chester, New Jersey. We'd like to thank the champion athletes of Dan Warnikoff, 5 Star Automotive, Grande Saloon here. We also like to thank Master Pizza in Clifton, New Jersey, VIP Cuts, and United Pro Wrestling Association, UPWA. Here was our Wrestling Association. All right, so with that all being said, all right, we're going to talk to the heavyweight here who won the match for Clifton here. Isaac congratulations.
Thank you.
What an awesome win. I know Donald Brower and I, we enjoyed that every minute of that match. I got to commentate in your match earlier with Old Depin that got you that win too. Just talk about it, man. How does it feel to get the victory over two quality teams of Old Depin and PCTI here tonight?
Well, it was a tough match. In the PCTI match, he put up a good fight, and when I saw him, he got his legs up, I just locked up the cradle and just took my chance right there.
Yeah, I mean, you did that, and that was just awesome. That really put the match away, man. I mean, it looked like you were going to get yourself in some positions, get yourself in trouble, but you got yourself the victory here. I noticed you really like the Merkles because I saw that in your previous match, and I saw that in this match here too. I mean, just talk about that. Like, is that your go-to move? Merkles, cradles, is that something that you really like to emphasize as you wrestle?
I like to try to go for the cradles. Well, on that match against the PCTI, I tried to hit the seatbelt. He was defending it pretty well. I tried to do the Merkle as well, but it didn't work out. So I just hit the cradle and I got the pin.
Yeah, and he definitely started off the match at a very high pace, but you just were able to tire him out, and you were able to get that victory, and that's awesome. Now, moving forward, this is the first time I've watched Clifton this year. You guys have really, really good upper weights. Just talk a bit about that because, with Clifton Wrestling, they've had a good tradition for a while, had a little bit of sump here and there. I'm not used to this kind of area, but just talk about that. I mean, your upper weights and the middle weights right there, you guys are super strong in those weights. Just talk about that. Moving forward to the rest of the season, what are you guys going to do to emphasize that those upper weights keep getting you those
Doctor, Joe Abel, Ronnie. No, not Ronnie.
And yourself, of course.
Yeah, of course, me.
Definitely.
We just work hard all the time.
Yeah, definitely. So you guys are really going to push the pace in. I'm looking forward to covering you guys again in the next 10 days. So, Isaac, please go celebrate this win with your team. It's awesome. Go celebrate with your team, man. Congratulations to you.
You too.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah.
You guys have no idea.
Well, obviously we're the hit now because we interviewed the heavyweight. Anytime you see two big boys going at it and throwing down and there's a pin, I love those matches. Those are my favorite matches because when you look at it, it's just literally two big dudes hammering each other, coming at each other like Mack trucks. It's like the sumo. I love that heavyweight style. Like, it's so much fun. And listen, they don't have anything to worry about like with PCTI. I know he lost, but when he came out, Dixon pushed the pace. Dixon doesn't have to. 6-second stolen call was ridiculous. I'm going to say it. I'm not calling out referees. To me, that was quick because he was doing something. But that heavyweight match was so exciting. Like, I'm super hyped. And, when you get a kid like that who we talked about it in the beginning, a Bill, Doctor, we're going to be there for Clifton and Salim, and then you had the guys for PCTI. It came down to the heavyweights. And it came down to a match where you didn't predict it, and those are the matches, and that's why I love this sport, that you could think you know what's going to happen going in. I thought it'd be a close match, so that's what I did. But it's always the one bout you don't expect that's the most exciting, and I'm, like, super hyped about it. It was really good, and the fact that it was heavyweight, I loved it.
I don't know. I'm left speechless. It was just awesome to see that the heavyweight was able to close out the win twice today. Old Depin and PCTI. He's got to be proud of himself here. This is bragging rights for him for him. And
this will help, obviously, his seeding for the upcoming PCT tournament. He's got to be going to be one of the top seeds. I haven't looked at everything yet, but he's got to be up there in that top 4 seeds at least, unless there's somebody I'm just egregiously forgetting at heavyweight. And there's some quality heavyweights in the conference or at the county, but he's got to be up there, and that's got to be good for him and a good momentum builder, not only heading into that, but the upcoming rematch they have coming up. So it works out very well. But, James, I'm excited. I had a great time here.
Me too. I mean, again, new area, new different kind of wrestling we're not used to, but I loved it. I just had so much excitement, and, from both sides. I mean, I think looking at the crowds, looking at the wrestlers, cheering on the wrestlers, this is exactly what wrestling should be like. It really should be.
These are the matches you love to see, and that's why it's so exciting to be able to do this and do it right. I love wrestling. That's what I do. I cover wrestling. So it's exciting to me to still see these matches. I'm 45 years old. I haven't wrestled in a little under 30 years, 27 years, and I'm still excited every day when I see those great matches like that. I'm a wrestling guy. I'm not a sports guy. I'm a wrestling guy. And if you guys want us to come be the wrestling guys at your events, give us a follow. Send me an email at admin@gardenstatehswrestling.com. But we got to wrap it up here. I'm excited. I got a wife to go home to who needs me to do some honey-do list this weekend. So for James Clarke and the podcasting legend and my tech guy, Jarrett, I'm Donald J. Brower. Check the socials for where we're going to be this week, but we'll see you next time.